Hey guys, today we're playing Sailor Piece and this is my progression guide for swords. I'm gonna be testing a little bit of swords out before I go to the dummy and test out my damage on him. We're using the Excalibur. I don't really use this sword a lot, and last time I used it was when I was a noob, so now I'm testing it out again when my damage is way up. We're testing all these things on Kokoshiba because I don't have enough to spawn ice cream. Alright, I'm testing out Ice Queen right now.
I'm not going to be testing out melee
because I don't do enough damage with Excalibur. I do enough damage, but it just takes a little while.
Just make this. So I'm gonna also test.
Next, we're gonna be testing out Manipulator because Manipulator is just a good sword. We're obviously gonna spawn Moonslayer, of course. It's the easiest boss in the game, aside from Knight. But it's still easy. Manipulator does a decent amount of damage for me. I'd say this would be your next sword after Excalibur. He did pretty good and he actually killed Kokoshiba. Next up, we're actually going to be trying the Griffin.
I'd rather above Excalibur, but 100% not corrupted. Next, we're gonna be trying.
The Griffin is definitely the sword you should get after Dark Blade. It does long range and short range damage. It's really good for grinding and fighting bosses in some cases because the first move can bring you closer to a boss and get you hit. Griffin also killed Kokoshiba. The only reason why I didn't kill Kokoshiba with my Excalibur is because I didn't really want to. This is the second sword you should get, Dark Blade. I didn't want to kill him with Excalibur because I was lazy and I just wanted to start the video. Dark Blade does really low damage, but it's actually like really good for thing. It's just really low damage because of the boss I'm fighting, Kokoshiba. Comment down below if you ever watched Demon Slayer. I got the Moon Crest. That's rare. Wonder if it wasn't pity too. It's crazy. Alright, I'm gonna take this off and we're gonna go fight the dummy. Alright, now we're here and we're gonna be testing out my strength on the dummy. Let's see. This is the progression guide through the swords. So first out, I'm gonna start with Katana. This is the first sword you should get, and it's not bad. Don't ask why I'm using flame. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, now we're going to be testing out some stuff. First out, we're going to test out Ice Queen. Yeah, I don't know what I did that. Griffin is the third sword you should get after Dark Blade. Dark Blade is a good sword because it has a long ranged attack and a short range. But so does Griffin, but Griffin does more damage. Katana is the first sword you should get. It's the best sword you can get when you're starting. Go collect the group rewards over at the starter area near the portal to redeem some money so you could buy the katana. And you will receive some gems. The M1 for me does only like a couple mil. And the Z move does like 14 mil. I don't know. Dark Blade is the second sword you should get. This is a really good sword. The M1 does 5 million damage for me. That's like, isn't that the same as the thing? Am I bugging? 6 mil? I don't know why they do the same amount of damage. That's low-key weird. Oh, here is the group rewards guy right there. This is where you could get money. And then you could buy the katana. That is the first move. It's long range and good for fighting bosses like the boss bandit at Island 1 or the Monkey King. Not actual bosses like the knight. The next sword is the Excalibur. This is an all-round good sword, and pros use the second form of Excalibur, the corrupted Excalibur. It's a really good sword, and even pros use it. But a corrupted Excalibur boss has 750 million health. So I think end game through mid game players should try to get it. But firstly, the Excalibur is actually built for like after you get Griffin. This is the sword you should go for. It's the Knight. You need one boss key to spawn him on normal mode. And I'm gonna also be using this with 1,000 skill points. So people that are level 1,000 can see how much damage this would do. You guys see most of my swords so far. So let's go to see the Z, X, and C move. The X move does a bunch of slashes, and it's good for stunning enemies and keeping a bunch of enemies in place. The Z move is just one big slash. After you use the X move, if they're not dead, it's good to finish them off with because it does AoE. But not all the way around you. It just kills everyone in front of you. Next is the Griffin. And these are all my melees. I don't have a lot of melees because I'm not really that good. I went for sword build. This is the Griffin. It's really good because the X move has short cooldown and you could use it for auto farming when you press the little re thing next to the move. And the first move brings you towards them. Be careful who you use it on because if you have too low HP, you'll die. Next sword I got was the Manipulator. Because the Manipulator has good damage and it has good damage and everything. The Z, X, C, and V are all really good. The Z move does 2 mil if you're level 1,000. But that's with all my stats. That's the X move. It's really good, but it's also like the Excalibur. And I'm using the Ice Queen fit, so that's why I'm doing so much damage. Ice Queen fit is one of the best clothes in the game. And this is all my things, like all my stuff. I have bad melees, I don't know why. You need all of these to get better damage. I'm not really that good though. These are all like my stats and stuff. Alright, that's how you do a lot of damage. You just need to unlock good stats and stuff, good clan race, and you just get a bunch of good stuff. It's not really that hard though. You could become pro in less than a week. It's not that hard of a game. This is the final move of Manipulator. It's a animation that does a lot of damage to a lot of enemies. This is a really good sword. I'd say you should use it to get Ice Queen. The next sword, Ice Queen, is my favorite sword in the game. It's top 2 for me, but I think the new mage is a little bit better. It's M1 for me. Even though I have level 1000 stats, does a lot of damage. But you guys won't be able to see it because I'm putting in my stats right now. Or this is how much damage it does for me. You have this sword by a level of 15,000. So guys, make sure you get this sword with something like Manipulator or Kinshi. You could also get something better before you get it, like Gilgamesh. It's not really that easy to get, but it's easier than Ice Queen by far. You just need a lot of broken swords, guys. And it's really good for auto farming. The X move does 248 million damage for me. It's really good. The C move does also good damage. Like, this is just amazing. Oh, accidentally killed all the enemies on the island. Let's keep that between us, though. That did 1.5 million damage without Haki. And Haki does 28% more damage for me because I have my Haki leveled up. My melees are bad, but I'd low-key go from combat to Yuji to Kinshi. Kinshi has an alt. It's kind of like a transformation, but it doesn't last that long. It also does a little bit of damage, but the other moves do a little bit more. But the first move does less. This move does 169 million damage inside of alt for me. 17 million damage for the M1. And 100 mil for the X move. And only a little bit for the Z move. But I use both of them at the same time without letting the damage meter go down because I use them both usually at the same time. And that's my progression guide for swords. Hope this helps. Bye, guys.